his left, Jess on his right. Hey, hold up, don't start a fight. He's got you covered with all the sports. Don't fret, he's wearing shorts. It's time for Waking Jake in the morning, Waking Jake at night. Jake sucks.
Good morning, Bakers. Good morning, Jolly Olive in the studio, the DraftKings studio. Good morning, BBD. And we're going to talk like this the rest of the episode.
Very soft.
It'll be very soothing. Jolly Olive, how are you?
I'm good, man. I got the text.
Yeah.
About an hour and a half before I got here.
Yeah.
Got some fun things in store. I think it's my Wake and Jake debut.
Excited. It's baseball season. NBA playoffs are happening. We'll get some hoops out of you. I've seen the pickup Instagram videos.
It's not a big deal.
Buckets Olive, they call him around the office. No, I mean, I wanted to talk some baseball. I wanted to talk a little bit of fantasy because you're now hosting the fantasy show on AMP. As long as co-commissioning the JM League. What are those titles?
You can say I'm like the mascot of the league.
Okay.
Behind the scenes, it's like Lucas and Blake. They're
Right.
like doing the write-ups. They got all the notes.
You're like Joe Torre.
Yeah.
You show up
I'm
and
like,
it's,
you know, yeah.
he represents the...
If something, like they're the Manfreds. If something happens, they get booed. And I'm just like the baby face.
Okay.
That's all.
So all right, well, we got a couple baby faces here. Actually, BBD with the beard now. I don't know.
Are you ever going to go back to non-beard? I feel like I've asked you that before.
I don't know, probably.
Really? It just looks good. It looks right.
Just takes one person to really say I should.
Yeah, it's true. You
One
lose
person
control
around.
after a certain point. Well, we're going to talk facial hair. We're going to talk... it just got announced, and I know a lot of the people in the live chat right now are excited. Baggage is back. Big company news. I think we're doing Baggage Thursdays. So every Thursday there will be a new episode of Baggage out. We had to actually make a deal with Game Show Network. So that's how much we like Baggage. So that'll be back in the rotation. Enjoy that. Thank you guys. Now you guys have to watch it. I mean, a lot of you did anyways, but now you have to. Them's the rules.
Contractually obligated.
We're going to talk some baseball, and then I think we're going to finish with just a little Yankees-Mets kind of video game fantasy draft. We're going to do a lineup, and I think this will be a good way to piss off both fan bases.
I think so.
Easily.
We're going to end up with some rough picks.
Super easily.
Especially the people that, don't understand how the drafts work.
Right.
And they're like, why did you take this
Right,
person?
because obviously value comes into play, and when you're only going off two rosters, there's positions that need to be addressed or shouldn't be addressed. So I think that'll be fun, and that'll piss off. I think we'll make a graphic and piss off both fan bases tomorrow, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Like it.
For now, Jolly, how are you doing, dude? I mean, I think most of the people here know, but Shea Station... You and Jerry have been rolling there. Yeah. Your Jolly Olive YouTube page. What's up, dude? Are you just excited baseball season is real again?
I think I had a realization last night because I've gone to 3 of the first 12 Mets games. Went to 1 in D.C., 2 at City. All 3 have been freezing cold in the wind. But it didn't matter for me just because I'm happy to be back.
Heavy.
Even if, the channel has been doing numbers lately because I think the offseason was kind of big for, baseball fans craving old stories and stuff like that. But Shea Station's been popping. Jerry crushes it. We just had one of our most listened to episodes ever for the Philly series. I'm sure this Giants episode is going to be great as well because they're playing really well. And I feel whole again. If that makes sense. It's a big part of me.
That's I said it. I think it's on the Talking Baseball that's out or is coming out at noon.
Came out an hour ago.
Came out an hour ago. that Monday night the Yankees didn't play, and I was like in a state of confusion. I was like, what do I do?
And like you almost forget that we did 6 months with it.
Yes.
It felt like forever without it. So like,
but that
one
means
day.
that was my sign that it is baseball season.
Yeah.
That
The off days don't make me feel that way. It's the days where they're supposed to play and they don't. Because that's what we got rained out, and I was like,
we haven't felt that
Yeah,
yet.
I went
No
through my
rainouts,
whole
yeah.
day expecting
Yeah.
to come home to a game, and now I don't get to do that. So what do I do?
We have a weird relationship with that now with our work stuff that sometimes it can slap. Very rarely. I want to see my Yankees play. But like if you find out like early in, I guess that's
if
the
they
problem.
call it early in the day, mentally prep yourself.
Yes.
Like
If
there's
they-
that Angels game last year. I think they called it pretty early.
If there's a 7 p.m. game or a West Coast game, oh my God, or something like that, and they call it, and you're like, okay.
like opening day, they called the.
I'll
day
be a
before,
part of
I was
society.
okay.
I'll be a
Yeah.
part of society tonight. Maybe I'll do some laundry.
Ooh.
Like you get excited.
Responsible.
So,
Maybe like 1 out of every 4 rainouts is
Yeah.
like this was kind of welcome.
Like if they're playing bad, and you're like, you know what? They could use a break. I could use a break. That kind of thing.
I don't know if I like it more if it's raining, like if they're in another city and it happens, or if it's like, or if it's raining here and it's like, well, I can see that it is raining enough that.
Yeah.
But then I'm also just in the rain and can't do something.
yeah, probably vote the
So
rain.
I think if it's there, like they had that one year was like double rain out in Detroit. It's like okay.
That was crazy. That was crazy. Jolly, let's check a couple things. And then I think we'll do a little fantasy baseball. But I want your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You've had a few videos really click.
For
Pretty
sure.
cool. Your story's a little cool. I don't know if you want to empty all the heartstrings out on here.
We
but
can do it if you want. A little interview action.
Or let's see. How about this? This will be a fun segment. It'll be Jake tries to tell the Jolly Olive story, and then you correct it.
I like it. Give it a shot. Give it a shot.
I believe the Jolly Olive YouTube channel was a bit of a pandemic baby.
It was.
That you were on track to become a teacher, or you wanted to become a teacher?
High school English teacher.
English teacher.
Yep.
You made your Jolly Olive YouTube channel, making some baseball vids, and then it started rolling and rolling to the point that you were kind of doing your own thing during the pandemic, and then we wanted to get involved, and then bada bing, bada boom.
That's a pretty good
100%.
summation. Not bad.
Not
really
bad.
wasn't that bad. Yeah, I mean, it was grad school was the plan, and then all of a sudden, the DeGrom video that I made kind of took off, and then I did the Acuna Marlins video, and that took off, and I was like, all right, this might actually kind of work. Parents were really supportive, which was cool.
It's cool.
'Cause that could have easily been a fuck that, you're going to grad school type thing, because
Right.
that was the plan.
Right.
And it's been really good. Like the off season was bad for a lot of baseball content people, but I was lucky enough to be in the avenue where it kind of worked to my advantage of just telling old stories and
Yeah.
stuff. So like 2002 A's or 2002 Twins, I mean, that video did really well. Tapia, my guy.
And your guy.
Love Tapia.
Seiya?
Not playing well. Seiya. He's
is
playing,
playing
really well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's good for
A lot of
baseball.
walks. That's what I talked about in the video. Plate discipline.
And he's-
Transfers.
The thing, Brault said it on Rose Rotation. He's like built. He's like roped up.
No, he's like
Strong.
Like he's 5'2".
He's a dude.
Type beat. Like,
Now
really
I'm
good.
I said it the other day on Wake and Jake, but now I'll just be mad that the Yankees didn't go get him because he seems really cool. And
I mean,
good.
listen, I didn't think he was gonna get like what 580. Is that what he got? I think in the video I said 455, 460 max, so I was way off. But he looks like he's worth it, dude.
What did it say again?
585.
Wow, so
I
more.
think what he got.
Cubs
I don't-
really
it could-
spent.
I don't know if there's like options on it or incentives.
There might be.
That was what the quick Google said.
But still, 85 for say that's like a big bet on a guy, and you really gotta believe in that guy.
Well, that's the thing. It's either there's really no middle area. It's like a fantastic contract or a horrible contract. And right now, looks genius. Interested to see where we are in 5 years. What's like your video? If you're like, I'm Jolly
showing it.
Olive. Maybe you're at a bar and someone's like, oh, yeah, I'm a baseball fan. Like, what do you got? What's
Great
your
question.
like?
There's two that I really love, and it's not like the most viewed guys or whatever. Let me
That's
pull
fine.
up. One that I The one that I like started the whole channel to make eventually when I had an audience was the R.A. Dickey video, just because it's a great story. It's not like a it's not like a fun, cheery baseball story. It's a good story of a good person who like persevered and had a lot of success. In terms of like, if you want like fun baseball action, the 2015 trade deadline video that I did was really fun. That was one of the first ones that did well. Kind of got outdid by last year's trade deadline, so I might have to do a video on that this year, just to like recap, because so much shit happened at last year's deadline that like fell through the cracks. And like when we bring it up again, because a lot of them were like guys that are still under control, like your Clay Holmes, like that's going to be a deal that's going to be brought up for a while, that kind of thing. So
was Marte at the deadline? We were looking at Marte, and
Luzardo went to the Marlins,
who's now
just struck out 12 in his last start. So
might be clicking.
Yeah, actually, I think he pitched. Did he pitch last night? I think he did.
I mean, let's find out. That's what we're doing here.
Against the Cards? I'm going to look that up.
Yeah, if they lost 5-1, let's see. Yeah, baby Jesus, 4.14 earned. So
yeah, not great. Back down to earth a little bit.
Hey, early in the baseball season, and that's what's kind of tough right now, is that drawing up actual opinions and takes is kind of brutal.
Yeah. Like, I feel bad
10
for
games.
You're talking baseball guys, because you kind of like slump watch is tough right now. It's like some guys just start cold. Like
we struggled. I mean, the first couple series we actually didn't end up fully doing slump watch, but the idea of slump watch is to be contained in the series.
Yeah.
So for that, at least we could do series to series.
That's good.
You know, it's tough when, you know, if you look at the MLB standings. I mean, Jays, Sox, Yanks are 6-5.
Yep.
Rays are 6-6.
Monday when we did a standings check-in, like 85% of the league was, maybe more, was between 4 and 6 wins.
Like,
I count in the AL 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams with a 6-5 record. Crazy.
and it's just, I understand there's obviously been panic in Yankees world, which probably a little too dramatic, but it's being a fan. That's kind of what sports is. And when it's the problems that feel the same as last year, I think that enables you to be a little frustrated about it. But yeah, I mean, you know, the Yankees stumbled into a win last night, and if they do well against the Tigers in Cleveland, season back on.
Exactly.
And if not, it's pure chaos, and that's baseball a little bit.
If you wash out the central teams that you play, no one's going to remember the Orioles series going forward. But I also think it's like we talked about before. We thought we weren't going to get baseball. When it came back, every fan's team is going to win the World Series.
Yes,
you know, like
they have to.
It's just fate. Like, we almost didn't get the season. Now we're going to win the World Series.
Speaking of fans of teams winning the World Series, how do you like your Metropolitans?
All right, so I had the fun police come
Really?
after me last night.
Good.
Because, like I said before, I'm going to games. I'm
I am the fun police.
having fun, getting a little tipsy-turvy.
Wow.
Whatever. It's legal. And I'm basking in this great start that the team has because they look so different. They have I think second most steals in MLB. They are playing solid defense everywhere on the field.
Is it just Marte or who else is running?
Lindor has 3 bags.
Okay.
I can pull up the stats here as well. Let's see.
I have some Mets stats.
Lindor's got 3 bags. Marte's got 3. Jankowski has 2. McCann has a stolen base. JD Davis has a stolen base. Like, they're playing different. They're drawing a shitload of walks, and it's not. I think Jimmy said it on one of the TVs that it's not one guy pulling the weight. It's everybody. Everybody's doing their part in like a cohesive lineup. And then you got the starting pitching, which has been out of this world. And like, you know, if you follow me, you know how big I am on Tyler McGill.
Yeah.
And like, I'm gonna bask in it because I know we'll hit a rough patch eventually, and we'll fall out. But this team, it feels different. It's nice.
If you're gonna be sad and mad at the lows, you might as well happy and enjoying the good times.
It's a good philosophy, man.
Cookie Carrasco 2 starts, 0.84 ERA. Chris Bassett 2 starts, a 0.75 ERA. Mm-hmm. Mad Max is obviously Mad Max.
Last night.
God, golly. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
man.
good. Eddie Escobar's good. That's kind of my
Eddie
guy.
Escobar. I love Eddie Escobar.
5-tool light, I call
5 tool
him.
light. 10 walks this season.
I see that. A
Eduardo.
438 on base. What do you think happened with Lindor? Because he
I
came
have a
over.
spiel.
Okay.
If you want my spiel.
Yeah, I'd love the Lindor spiel because I ranted and raved about him on Talking
I saw
Baseball a
your
little
clip.
bit.
I saw your clip. I liked it.
And, it was mostly going off of stats, but also, new league and weird year and et cetera. So, Raccoon.
That was the thing. A thing that I forgot about because he's playing better. Oh, it's a little Met. We'll get our Metsy storylines eventually.
Little Metsy.
April is usually a good month for us. I was talking to our good friend, Dolphin enthusiast, Joe's McFly. And he, was raving about Lindor. He drafted Max in our fantasy league.
Yeah.
He has Pete in our fantasy. He's a big Mets fan.
He's a big Mets guy.
Huge Mets guy.
Joe's McFly, Dolphins, and Mets. It's kind of how he's known.
To sum him up, that's
Kind of
that.
how he's known.
And I was telling him about how when Carlos Beltran signed his contract with the Mets, which was for 2005, his first year was kind of a stinker. I'm going to pull up the stats. It wasn't a stinker. It wasn't Beltran numbers. I feel like that's actually no. It was kind of a stinker.
Yeah.
97 OPS plus.
Compared
16
to who
bombs.
he is and was at the time.
He signed that massive deal, and then
Very
he came back the next year in 2006, 150 OPS plus, 41 home runs, 116 RBIs, fourth in MVP voting, Gold Glove, Silver Slugger, All-Star. So I just think it's getting over that hump. I heard that. Is that a printer?
Oh, sound like a drill in the wall. But I think
Dude,
that wall's supposed to be outside, so I don't know.
Might have been that wall.
We might be being attacked.
The Tech Dan might be doing some work.
Yeah, Dan the tech man.
Point is,
Yes.
getting over the first-year hump in New York, it's tough. Lindor salvaged the season at the end, but now I think we might get that Beltran year.
Okay.
And
I
year
like the
2 is
comp.
very telling.
I like the comp.
I like it.
Man, Carlos Beltran, that's a stat page I haven't ended up on enough.
It's a fun one.
How about 38 homers, 42 steals?
Yeah, he was
Jeez.
sneaky fast. Couple 40 steal years in 03 and 04.
There's got to be some ways you can butter knife his stats to be like all time shit.
Like Hall of
435 homers, 312 swipes,
He had some nuts. He never won an MVP.
3 Gold Gloves.
Somehow never got a top 3 MVP
No,
finish.
not even in the crazy 06 year.
That's pretty wild.
It's nuts.
And the
38
cousin of
doubles.
Ray
At
Fuentes.
the position he was playing.
Kind of crazy. Yeah,
Okay.
cousin of Ray Fuentes. Like
All-Star
that.
game with the Yankees at 39 years old.
His nickname is Ivan. Oh, it's his middle name. That makes sense.
How about that? Well, I'm happy for you, Scherzer.
Here he's good.
Scherzer's good. Are we nervous about DeGrom?
So, big news. We get the MRI news on my birthday, which is Monday. Kind of hate that. Because, if it's good, awesome. If it's bad,
Right.
it's on my birthday.
And if it's good, we still know he's out however
Yeah.
long.
I think
it's-
best case is, third week of May. And then worst case is probably All-Star break.
it's like All-Star break's the next target.
Yeah. So I'm crazy nervous, but I'm also crazy in love with this pitching staff right now. And it does suck that Peterson will get bumped or Taiwan will get bumped when DeGrom comes back, but it's a good problem to have. You know what I mean?
It sure is. And those problems figured themselves out.
course.
Whether it's a 6-man or injury or bullpen help for a little bit. Mets look good. Jealous of Buck. I love Buck.
Love Buck.
I love Buck.
Don't love his bullpen management in some cases, but other than that, I've been a big fan.
Outside of Joely,
He was setting up Joey to fail. He had a good inning yesterday, which was nice. But it's just starting them the next inning, getting that extra batter in. Doesn't always
Getting
work.
greedy.
Getting greedy. But maybe they have to get used to it because it worked yesterday. So what do I know?
I'm a greedy, and not to give away some of my out-of-the-park baseball strategies with you. Forgot
Hey.
you're an out-of-the-park guy. We're going to have
Love
to
it.
fire that up at some
Should,
point.
right?
We should do something with Foolish. Me and Foolish did a video.
Didn't it get lost, right?
It got lost.
Yeah.
Tough.
It got lost.
Basically a year ago now.
Yeah.
He's crazy at that game.
It used to be like my running side hobby, and it's been out of my life for a little bit. And now MLB The Show kind of snuck into my life. So
It's sneaking into mine, too. Like, off-season during the lockout, I was big OOTP. Now I'm MLBTS.
I love Battle Royale too much. And maybe that's why we'll draft. Any other baseball things you need to get off your chest? I guess, well, I said we were going to talk about fantasy. I don't know. Again, we're in a league together now, so I don't know what you can reveal.
I mean, we can talk the league if you want.
I was going to, on again, today's Talking Baseball, I mentioned just basic stuff, not really a deep dive, but kind of, the early guys that some of their ex-WOBA and stuff, the numbers aren't aligned. Kyle Tucker's popular one.
I think Gallo's up there,
Louis
too.
Rabar.
Good pronunciation.
I'm trying. I'm all around it, but it's not there. It feels uncomfortable when I say it, and I'm sorry.
Feels wrong.
Because he's a stud. So, yeah, I don't know if you've got any guys you were on before the year that you still think are due for massive years, or if there's maybe a buy low candidate or something like that. But because you're hosting our AMP Mondays. What's the title of this show?
It's just JM Fantasy Baseball.
JM Fantasy Baseball. We're a
Liz
creative
Sticky.
company.
Like it.
A lot of creative.
The baseball
A lot of
podcast.
creativity. So, yeah, go where you want.
Yeah, man. I mean, on my team specifically, Ketel Marte has been off to a slow start. That's been kind of tough. You mentioned some big names there as well. If you want like some sleeper guys, like your rocks off to a hot start. CJ Crone
Yeah.
just hit another home run last night off my guy Jerry's Familia. That was tough because I'm still rooting for him. I swiped Connor Joe off your rocks. I love Connor Joe. Talked about him in a video. Nasty Nestor.
Yeah.
Not owned in a lot of leagues. I think
Really?
he's only at like 70% or something, which is high but low for him because
Right.
he's been good. Your guy Joey Bart has been really good.
Yeah.
38% clip. If you need a catcher, which every team needs a catcher.
How about Joey Bart, man?
How about him? Like pretty good. I mean, wasn't good yesterday.
That's okay.
Mets
And
pitching.
that's what's so nuts is that Joey Bart's played 8 games.
I know.
He'd have an awful season.
Yeah.
He'd have a great season.
But we have no idea.
He'd be an all-star.
And in fantasy, you got to play hot hands.
What a
man.
weird sport, man.
Weird. And like he didn't play in 2021. He was like a pandemic guy. I think he got the call then, got some at-bats. But he looks like the real deal. I mean, he's kind of been the top guy there for a while. Like we were just kind of waiting for Buster to move on.
Right. Well, there
Go to
was
first or whatever.
because Buster opted out during the COVID year.
Yeah.
So top prospect Joey Bart got the call.
Yep.
And then Buster came back and was
Got to be tough
elite
for him,
last year.
You know, like you get the shot in 2020,
yeah.
but Belt and Posey come back, and then you just get boxed out.
Yeah, I guess it depends what kind of person you are, right? Like you
Yeah.
either, in hindsight, he played 33 games during the pandemic year, and his numbers ended up not in a great place.
Didn't
So,
hit a home run, I think.
I mean, if you can mentally say Buster Posey's ahead of me and I need to get better, I think you can make that work. And
Yeah.
the first 8 games he has, but
This looks real good. Your guy, Jesus Sanchez, has been real good. I think he's only at like a 50% owned clip. So that's a guy you can look out for. Heen Dog,
hey,
10 1/3 shutty.
hey
A
now.
lot of strikeouts for Heen Dog. Sorry. And then Tanner Rainey on your Washington Nationals. Not bad.
Is he closing?
He's closing. So if
Really?
you need like a sneaky closer who might not get a lot of ops but is pretty good, he's the guy there. I think they ran with Finnegan for a little bit, but I think Tanner Rainey, he's like back now. So I think it's him. Nats fans, if you know better,
Does
correct
he
me.
throw like a hunch? Am I dreaming that?
Like a 97? I
Okay,
think?
he's sitting 96. So
96. He's not bad. He's the best they got.
slider.
back
Yeah,
then.
I remember during their World Series run, he was kind of the guy I didn't know that I was like, oh.
Like a secret weapon.
Like every team has their guy. Like maybe,
Come
Your
to
guy
playoffs,
last
we
year
find
was
out.
like Clay Holmes, I think. That was like your sneaky.
yes,
Yeah.
like you didn't Like if your team played the Yankees and then Clay Holmes came in the 7th inning, you're like, oh, okay, who's this guy? And then you're like, what? And I think Tanner Rainey was that guy for the Nats during their World Series run.
And looks like 2020, obviously a shortened season, but got into 20 games and half fully broke out, and then looks like 2021 just didn't go his way.
Stud.
Can I drop something on you guys?
Being a reliever's tough, yeah.
That I think you'll really enjoy. Albert Pujols has already accumulated .4 WAR in 2022. Good.
Is he?
He's back at 100.
Back at 100.
He's back at 100.
Dude, retire.
Stop the count.
Stop the
Yeah.
count right now. So that's huge. Good for
So
Albert.
ridiculous that we care about that, but
He
we
has
do.
2 homers already.
And he'd only be one of 6 guys.
I
What's the
think.
number?
Yeah.
I
Like
love it.
very
You were
elite
there.
club. He was there and then he wasn't, but now he's back.
No, it's cool. Albert played so many years that on Baseball Reference, this is nerdy baseball stuff. If you go to his splits page, there's two.
lines.
There's 2 lines.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I never knew that.
2022 is the second line. So happy
Really
for him.
like that.
And yeah, Albert mashes lefties, and it was like the first time in my life I was right against anything. And Chris Rose looked at me like I was an idiot. I was like, he's gonna go be a lefty, hit lefties on a contender. And Chris Rose was like, he should join the Orioles. And I was like, shut up,
No.
Chris Rose.
Especially because they pushed the fence back. Like, that wouldn't have worked for him. Which, like, is a whole other
fence
thing.
stinks.
Yeah, it doesn't
Dude,
look
I
like it.
hate it.
Saw it in person this weekend, and I thought maybe in person it'll look kind of normal. It doesn't.
Had you been to
stands out.
Camden before?
When I was like a kid,
I've never been.
But-
So my first trip to Camden, which I'm hoping is this year, is going to be with that ugly-ass fence, which
it's
sucks.
just it feels so deep. Like I was looking at Gallo, and there's so much room behind you.
The dimensions are wild.
I got-
400.
I don't get why they had to go from
To the
what they
power
had
alley.
to the deepest.
Like maybe to attract pitchers or something.
That's
but,
what they
like,
said,
they-
but like,
They know besides Mullins, they're two
The
players that
best-
are going to be here.
Like the
Or-
most recent good Orioles teams are
I guess-
lineups that mash.
I guess tying it to out of the park baseball,
You're on a kick now. Look at you.
they will win me over. It's been out of my brain for a little bit, and now you've lit the spark.
If they're fully embraced.
If they go, because they brought over the Astros guys, that's one of those like limit pushers. Saying that in a nice way. Like if their whole plan is move the left field fence back and we're gonna get like all lefties, like fire me up. Like
Kind of fun.
like whenever. So if the Yankees and Red Sox come through with their righty hitters, those 390 foot to left centers are outs. Part of me loves it and respects it, and it's like strategy.
Yeah.
I think they were just. They said we have hitter park bad.
Yeah. And that's not the way
Let's
to solve
do
it.
this.
It's not the way to solve it. Like, you guys talked a lot of Rocks baseball last year. Like, how do you fix the Rockies?
Yeah.
So if this is the Orioles' philosophy of like, all right, let's build a team around this new stadium and new strategy, at least they're trying something. You know, they're not just casting in the wind. But like, I don't know if
there's
that's
a logic there.
there is some idea. I don't even know if it's logic. It's like
Yeah.
there's a comprehensive thought.
And I will say, not to be douchey Yankee fan, but a little bit.
Sure,
The Yankees have had a winning record since '93 or whatever.
long time.
They are the New York Yankees for a reason. Unfortunately, the high end of those reasons have had different results. What doesn't matter. I was talking to Dan the Tech Man about it, and we were talking about like the impact sports have on actual cities, and like Joe Burrow being big in like Cincy, like that's huge.
Yeah.
It's massive. He was talking about. He was saying his significant other, not a sports person at all. He said she refers to things as sports ball.
Yeah,
She's a
okay.
sports ball person.
Okay.
One of those.
But she was all juiced up. She's from Milwaukee, and like the Bucks run last year.
Yeah.
And she was like, that Bucks run, what that meant for Milwaukee. And like we went to Milwaukee last year. It's not a big city. It's a city. But like the Milwaukee Bucks winning the NBA title, that was a big thing.
Exciting.
If you want to get even smaller, like when the Padres were just good in 2020, like I think they were like a wild card team. they went nuts in San Diego
Yes.
because they haven't had anything.
That was a little pandemic crazy
Juice
too.
that a
Yeah,
little
true.
bit.
I forgot about
I
that.
compared that to the T-Wolves getting the play-in
But
win
like,
the other night.
people were making fun of them, but like they won a game in their
They won a game.
series. Like, good for them.
We're enjoying it.
Honestly, good for
That's
them.
why I was watching, like, JJ Redick had a good rant. It's like, are we really making fun of them for, like, caring?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like-
Dude, what's the alternative?
Like, all these people, like, people think athletes don't care. We're showing,
Right.
like, they very much do. And we're making fun of them.
Like,
And-
I'm not a Pat Bev guy personally. I respect his kind of game. Like,
Whoa.
whatever, fine.
Wow.
It's a take. But seeing him get fired up kind of made me a Pat Bev guy.
Yeah.
'Cause he got-
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
if he's
Pat Bev.
thrown
on
away.
your team, you fall in love with that guy.
He got cast away. T-Wolves picked him up. He became a huge part of like what they do. And then they won a game that they probably weren't projected to win at the beginning of the season. And he got hype. And I thought that was awesome. You know?
It was good, and the other side of the art, like you should be able to make fun of it a little bit, like you are.
We could mention that.
But
Yeah.
I heard people saying okay, if you're a fan in the arena, are you supposed to win the game and be like, all right, let's calm down,
One of these.
let's chill out, guys, let's chill. So there's a little playoff basketball.
That's all they get.
Oh, and I was tying that to the Orioles just because like the Yankees are going to be good pretty much every year. The Red Sox are going to be good pretty much every year. When Toronto has arguably the most talented roster in the AL, and the Rays are just this baseball conundrum. I don't know the right way to put it. They just have won a lot.
Yeah.
If you're the Orioles, that's a tight spot to be in.
Like, what do you do? Like, you kind of hope that, because like we talked a little bit about like divisions getting realigned. Like maybe it's just one league. Like that could work for the Orioles, maybe. But
I think that's gonna happen.
I think it's gonna.
I think in like a couple years.
Yeah.
I don't
think
mind
we're getting
that.
2 more teams and we're
when you,
realigning.
when you think about like history of the sport or whatever, like we are very much due for a realignment. Like,
Yeah.
it hasn't really.
This is the
Like
longest.
the Astros switched leagues and stuff, and,
Yeah.
and other than that, there hasn't really been any sort of shift in 25 years.
Yeah, I think it's the longest stretch without a new team. Right.
Yeah, longest stretch of that, a new team. Longest stretch of that, like real realignment again.
Yeah.
The Astros switch.
And by the way, I know Yankee fans try to big brother the Mets. There's numbers people like to throw out.
My
That's
blood is
fine.
boiling.
It's whatever. If the Yankees and Mets were in the same division or conference or whatever it turns into, like then let's go. Like then
that's a
I'm
real
in to
rivalry
hate you.
now. That's a real.
Like, let's
rivalry.
do it.
Directly affect each other.
Yes. Like when it's 6 games a year, and it's fun during those days. Fine. But like I'm not gonna lie. Like I had to ask you what happened in the Yankees game last night because I didn't check.
Right.
Because you're not one of my rivals.
Right.
But I knew as soon as the Phillies lost.
Right.
I was into that. Because you're not my rival. But if you were in the same division as me, I'm checking that box score every night. And if you're losing 2 or 3 to the Orioles, I'm coming in. I'm doing one of these.
Right.
I'm feeling good.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think it'll be fun. I think, what do you think? Like 4 divisions in each league? That's what I've heard.
I don't know if you guys
Go
can
to
pick up,
30, 32.
but I've started saying right like Nikki Cass.
Oh, a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like an open eye.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. I agree with you. Our game just came out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's just East West and then there's 2 divisions in each. In the kind of like the NBA,
Like NFL
they
kind
set up
of?
that way.
North, south, east, west. Because I saw someone like with like a check mark draw it up. I forget who, and it said like it would be Mets, Phils, like Pirates, Nats or something. Like I think they would keep
If they
the
just
AL
did
teams
it.
separate from the NL teams still.
Mm.
And you could I mean, you can go back to AL, NL, West, East.
But then you can also do like 10 East, 10 Central, 10 West, all one league.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things they can do. There's a lot of ways they can fuck it up.
Yeah.
Also, you know, like
But if they had 2
And
teams, a lot of multiples. So
When it happens, we're gonna hate it instantly. But at the end of the day, if the Yankees,
it'll take a year to adjust.
Mets, and Red Sox being in the same division would pay off.
it would sell.
Braves,
There's some history
That's
there.
that's probably a side effect that Yankee fans haven't fully thought about because that's a really good franchise, huh?
I mean, the coasts just have good teams
Yeah.
through and through.
Sorry, Central.
No offense to the Central. Like the Central
A
division
little
will
offense
be,
to the Central.
it'll be fun because they'll be close, but those teams just aren't as good talent-wise.
We do a little offense to the Central.
They don't have these histories to them.
They don't have the same rivalries.
Yeah.
They don't have the same payroll. It's just how it is.
I need to mentally one night lock myself in the room, maybe tonight, 420, for those who celebrate, and figure out what baseball's payroll solution is, because having teams in the 200 millions and having teams in the 30 millions.
That's a big problem to solve.
It's a big problem to solve.
Going from franchises to
I
leagues.
shouldn't fall on my shoulder. Hey, let's piss off both of our fan bases.
I'm down. This is going to be fun.
I think Joe's McFly and the Dolphin have reunited in the studio next to us. We are going to do a draft. We are going to draft the New York Yankees and New York Mets current rosters. And so caveats that come with drafts. We will do the lineup and a DH, which is the lineup now. Both leagues have a DH. Nice. We'll do almost like a video game series of sorts. I think 3 starting pitchers, 3 relievers. And if something feels off, like, do we need a util? Probably not.
If we have DH, I think we're
We got a DH, yeah. And maybe that's part of it.
Flex.
Maybe that's part of it. So we'll do, you're going to have to draft a lineup, 3 starting pitchers, 3 relievers. And yeah, I think this will be just a great way to kind of piss off both of our fan bases.
Just make everyone mad.
So, Jolly, I'll ask you. We can either do 1-1-1-1-1-1-1 every other pick. We could snake it with 2 people. You don't really need the snake, but it changes the draft a little bit.
Yeah.
It almost makes that one spot a little less opportunistic off the rip, so I don't know. You have a preference?
Because of your moniker and because of the way we did Shea Station drafts, I think snake is the way to go.
So we'll go 1, 2, 2, 2. Okay. Yeah. I like that. That'll be I think that'll add some strategery. Who's in here?
Who's that guy?
Is that the guy that was with Joe's and the Dolphin? Oh, he doesn't like those allegations. Did you hear those noises? No. Okay.
Did you go in Wordle?
I went before.
The JOMBOY is in here.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You went first?
I'm gonna start being the early guy because I'm the leader in the
That's on
clubhouse
Wordle
now, and I
Pretty
like
good.
that. Fuck, Jim. Don't.
We still
drop
have me and
that.
Zach in the pocket, right? How'd Zach do? Okay, cool. No, it's fine.
We're protecting the circle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I won't spoil it, but I heard a big update.
Okay.
Whoa.
Whoa. Well,
need
Wordle
that.
Wednesday. Make sure you watch the video tonight. That was JOMBOY. Let's do
That's who that was?
the Yankees-Mets roster fantasy draft for a video game that we're going to make Joe simulate on MLB The Show
Like it.
after this. So, and Jolly, you mentioned at the start of the show, obviously there's some strategies to this between pitching and hitting and position scarcity. That is when we make the graphic why people will get super pissed off.
Yep.
Jolly Olive, I was going to say this. I was going to say you were the guest, and I was going to give you the 1 pick, but now that we're doubling up, I'll give you the option.
You're going to let me choose? Wow.
I'll give you the option.
I am going to take the first pick still.
Okay. I thought you might.
I think
Because health has been assumed in this.
Yes. Health has been assumed. Yeah. Also, I think you get 2 picks right after. That works for you.
Yeah.
My first pick seems obvious to me because of position scarcity, which is what you just mentioned.
Interesting.
Because if you don't get this guy and you're left with the other guy, no offense to the other guy,
right?
But you kind of get the short end.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my guy Francisco Lindor.
Okay.
Platinum Glove defense, off to a really hot start.
Yeah.
Hopefully it continues. I got nothing against IKF.
Right.
Saw he had a 3-hit game recently. That was cool. But to me, there's just no comparison. And I think there's a lot of positions here where, like, if you get either one, you're feeling okay. Like, first base, you're feeling okay.
Yourself into that.
Yeah, exactly. But shortstop seemed like the biggest disparity to me personally. So I'm going to go ahead and take Lindor number 1 overall.
You made the perfect argument. I guess in my heart of hearts, I thought you would still go DeGrom.
Yeah.
Because assuming health, it gets into all these DeGrom conversations that are like, is he the best to ever do it?
Yep.
Yada, yada, yada. That I thought that would be a differentiator enough to still go there. But you're not wrong with Lindor, man.
It was in my brain, for sure.
It depends what version of Lindor we get this year. If
Right.
it's last year's Lindor, it's probably not worth it. If it's most of the Cleveland years or the start that he's on now, yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 2-time Gold Glove, a Platinum Glove, switch hitting, setting the tone. Yeah, for baseball and for Mets fans, I hope that 2020 and 2021 are the outliers at the end of the day.
Hope the Beltron theory comes true.
A 60-game season, and then I think first time in a new league is so big.
Yeah.
I think that's something that is a theory that I want to develop more, that if you're a good player, you stay on the same team, which means you see the same pitchers.
Yep.
And, like, there's something there.
You
Like,
face all new pitchers.
it's one of those, like, what's that book that's all about numbers that I like to pretend I read? Malcolm Gladwell, Numbers or something like that.
You're doing a convincing job.
Thank you. Outliers.
Nice.
It's basically like if you're one of the oldest kids in your grade early on and you're good at a sport, that means you're a little older, you get like more attention from the coaches, that over time it's this like bubble effect that now you have become so much better than someone else. Like, I think there's that kind of effect with players that stay in the same division. And, dude, knowing the pitcher is huge.
Yes.
Listen to any hitter or player talk about it.
And, like, we just talked about how, like, the Central is, like, kind of inferior a little bit.
Yeah.
That's where he was for the first 6 years of his career. And then you have to go to the East, where you have to face Max Scherzer, because he wasn't a Met yet. You have to face Aaron Nola. You have to face Zach Wheeler. You have to face Max Fried. You have to face all the Marlins guys. And you have to do that multiple times a year in a city where you've never been before, because you usually don't play in New York. You play there once a year, with this giant contract in albatross that you now carry the weight of the entire city.
Playing that defensive position.
Playing the toughest position in the
A
field.
team that struggled to hit last year.
A team with a reputation.
Yeah.
Like, it's tough. Like, I get why it wasn't a dream year.
And even more piling on the Central a little bit. We've talked for years about how there's always one good team and they don't get tested. He was on the good team.
Yeah.
Like, basically all those years.
And they had that run in 16, but every other year it was DS and you're out.
Yeah.
So, BBD, we now have the next 2 picks. Couple things going through my head. We twist the knife and we go to DeGrom Scherzer.
You gonna get both?
Because I kind of like hearing those words come out of his mouth.
Yeah.
DeGrom has to be...
Is one of them.
DeGrom's the first pick.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
We'll take Jacob DeGrom.
I'm keeping track as
'cause
well.
We're assuming health. Health equals wealth. And again, the whole best pitcher to ever do it. I think Arrieta just like came out and said that. There's a lot of people. Passan comes out with his romantic articles here and there. So we'll go to DeGrom. So co-GM BBD, is it I mean, it's either, in my head, it's Scherzer or it's Judge.
One of those two will be my next pick.
Those I think would be the two. I'm trying to see if there's another. Trying to do a quick look and see if there's like another disparity.
I think you guys are spot on there. Because I don't think. I mean, this is you. By the way, this is you guys admitting that you would rather have Scherzer than Cole.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what you're admitting.
I mean,
I don't think it's like at the like points in careers and all that.
No.
But
Right now.
yeah.
Okay.
right now, obviously, Cole, after his first 3 starts, But I mean, dude, look at
No, discount.
it's not
that.
even
Yeah.
a shot at Cole. Scherzer's end of last year was nuts.
Yeah. People like to point and say
And
dead
dude,
arm.
it's
but,
part of the
like,
reason Yankee fans get frustrated with Cole. And I was getting nervous about my tweets last night because I was running hot. But like, Cole handles himself like a guy with 5 Cy Youngs.
Yeah.
He has 0.
Yeah.
Some close calls, but
Close
I
calls,
think
and he's very
second
good,
runs, right?
and he's
yeah,
like
at least 1 or 2
he's
seconds.
he's like peaking, like
This is prime Cole.
yes,
Like we talked to a lot of people about the Cole contract because it's a long deal, and it's like, well, he'll be at the example I give on why I'm not like worried about it. One, I thought he'd be better through 3 starts this year. I have a brain. I know he'll be better than that.
Yeah.
But one of the examples I've given on why I'm not like nervous about Cole's contract, like Scherzer's older than Cole will be at the end of it, and he just got
Yeah.
right.
Scherzer's the example I'm using on why I'm not worried about the Cole contract. So I think it's perfectly fair to rather want Scherzer. That said, I think Judge is the pick.
You want to go Judge?
Kind of upset. Kind of want Judge.
Let's go Judge. Fuck it.
I thought that it was going to be you twist the knife on me, DeGrom Scherzer, and then I take the knife and I twist it on you and take Judge
Yeah.
Stanton. That's what I
The
was
knife
gonna
kind of went away for a second.
do. Okay.
So are you
put away
going
our
Max
knives.
with your first pick?
So I'm swiping Max.
Okay,
And actually,
and then you'll go Cole.
I think I'll just take Max and Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Okay,
I'll just
I
take
love
Max
it.
and Cole. Yeah.
I love it.
Because then I kind of don't have to worry about pitching for a little bit.
That's what you think.
You know, you'll get somebody you're satisfied with those two up top.
Yes.
Okay, so
So
BBD.
we just zipped through 3 through 5. That was Judge, you guys, Max.
That's
me,
good.
Cole.
I mean, hey, I think the first couple picks had to be explained a little more. We would, at some point we'll have
the
to.
nitty gritty is in the
There will
middle.
be
Yeah.
a rhythm.
Yeah.
This
is where the dominoes fall, I think.
Yeah, this is kind of the pivot point.
Yeah.
So I think there's another scarcity position that I'd like to check off.
Okay.
Interesting. Well, see, there's one player that Mets fans and Yankee fans I think have a very different view on that I don't know what to do with them.
I think I know. who
We'll
you're
get to them
talking
later
about.
in the draft. BBD, you can correct me if I'm wrong. With one of these 2 picks, I think I want to take Starling Marte.
Now,
I'm
hang on.
interested.
I have to pause you here. Well, I'm okay with it,
Right.
but Starling Marte has only played right
They're
field this
playing him
season.
in right.
Yeah.
And
But
I
he's
very
played
much
center
want him
his
to play
entire
center.
career.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm okay with it. You're going to get comments on the post
Right.
when Marte is in the center field slot.
Listed as center.
Yeah.
I know.
You're going to get people that are smarter than you.
Nemo's better in center than Marte?
I'm guessing part of it is like a Marte age thing. They're like just
They
signed
wanna
this guy
protect
who's-
him.
They're protecting.
Marte has a cannon.
He's 33, he throws. It's like, well, if we just play him in right field for these 4
So I've got a question. If playoffs started today and the Mets were in it, Marte wouldn't be in center.
No.
Really?
They are like Conforto could play center serviceably, but he had a cannon and they wanted to protect him, so they put him in right, and then he just stuck it right. And I think that like I was wrong in the offseason because we were acting like it was going to be Marte in center, Nimmo in left, Canna in right. But then they decided to just stick them where they are. Marte has a really good arm, and then he doesn't have to cover as much ground. And I kind of love it. He looks really comfortable out there. So he obviously can play center.
Right.
But right now, if it's an active players draft, he's a right fielder.
What do you think, BBD?
I don't mind because I have something to ask you guys later about that same situation.
I don't think it's. Like, yes, I think he would be the best option for doing that. What you're saying, but I don't think it's like as big a gap that's like we should do it.
Yeah,
Just
no,
because.
I think
Curious where else you're thinking to go.
you know what? How about this? This is a fantasy draft.
Yeah.
And Starling Marte playing center field. If it happened tomorrow, you'd
wouldn't-
probably be happy, if not excited
I would
to see
comment
it.
on it,
Right.
but it wouldn't be an issue
No.
by any means. No.
I think I want Starling Marte to be my center fielder.
I like that pick for you.
BBD, I think the next pick, I think, is between 2 Yankees. I think it's Big G or DJ. I think.
Yeah. And Stanton, love.
And
he does feel like the best.
Like you kind of know what you're going to
player.
get. Like DJ,
Yeah.
we're still finding out.
I will say,
Okay.
depending on who you pick here, I think it's going to like change my roadmap for the draft. So I'm very interested to hear. Like this is a big pick, and I think there's a right answer.
DJ, positionally, I am more into his fit,
Okay.
I would say.
You're thinking DJ.
I think so. And then we lose Stanton, but we have Judge in the bag already.
We do have Judge.
If he had taken Judge in his last cycle of picks, a lot of noise is happening. We'd like kind of need one of the big boys, which I'm hoping to have in both.
Let's go DJ. DJ's look good to start the year.
Where?
It's an interesting question, right?
That's the big question.
DJ LeMahieu would play second base.
I think
DJ
for
LeMahieu
this
would play second
activity,
base.
Yeah.
DJ LeMahieu plays second base. For
You
our
want to
team.
leave the opportunity to get Eddie or JD. I don't think you care about Glaber.
DJ LeMahieu
scenario.
plays second base for our team. So, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we went
You went Marte
Marte
and DJ.
DJ.
Little rhyme. Like
Yeah.
it. Giancarlo.
Yeah.
DH. Taking him. And that seemed obvious. Sorry to you guys.
You're good. That's the risk we ran.
I mean, so I got Max and Cole, so I don't have to worry about starters. Relievers, we're probably going to push a little bit. I'm going to take Pete.
Okay.
And then I got Lindor, Giancarlo, and Pete in the middle of my lineup, and I'm feeling pretty good about
Okay.
that. So I'm going to go ahead and take Pete. I feel like you guys will be happy with Rizzo. That's fine.
Yeah.
You can just save him to the end now.
We know we've got him.
Yeah.
Right, because you got
You can't
you got your
you can't
DH
even
too,
finesse
so
us
that's
with
like
the
okay,
DH
Exactly.
again.
okay. That's strategery, BBD.
Yeah, because I felt like I have to take both DH options now. So you're left DHing like somebody below like Gallo or something like that.
JD Davis.
JD Davis, Dom. But
Okay. Okay.
okay.
BBD. I'll walk you through my head. Who do we like here? Nimmo's kind of an interesting cat. He was the guy I referenced before that I have no idea what to do with that guy. Some of the stats are incredible.
Stay healthy.
You think it's just a health thing for him?
It's just the health. I think the league, he could put the whole league on notice with those 400 OBPs every year if he just played over 120 games.
I mean, he's got a career 393 on base, 842 OPS.
Like he's a guy, but he just can't.
Like he might end
stay
up on
healthy.
this team. BBD, I think someone that you and I will both feel good walking away with in this wraparound would be Sevy.
Yeah.
I don't think I want
Some
him getting
Sevy.
Sevy.
Sevy's on my
Yes.
radar.
So I think we'll take Sevy.
Yeah, can't let him have Scherzer, Cole. Sit.
Yeah, that's a little too
I
nuclear.
wasn't gonna pick a starter so soon because I only need one more. But Sevy,
Yeah, but can't leave.
I
it as an
couldn't
option.
risk
he was near the top.
I couldn't risk Jolly getting a little sexy in his next
Because then I would have had
wraparound.
Cole, Giancarlo, and Sevy. Plus
Sevy,
whatever
an
Yankee
for
option.
both
reliever.
heartstrings, and let's just be honest, he's looked fucking good this
Yeah.
year.
He's the ace right now. If we want to
Yeah.
get really hot,
He's the dude.
if we want to get
Well,
like
you'll
hot,
see who
hot,
we're gonna pick third.
He's a bad MFer.
that's true.
Positionally, third base is one that both teams have an open spot.
Right.
Both are pretty good.
Both, I think, we're happy walking away with.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have a lean.
Well,
Um,
I mean, the other thing where we could get a little tricky.
the other thing is we have 3 bullpen spots to fill.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Jolly.
There's like enough options there that there's going to be some run of bullpen guys, I think, in this draft.
I think the bullpen guys are mostly going to be Yankees.
I think
We'll do the shuffle and a little bit, however it shakes out, we'll be okay.
I think I'm between Nimmo, Donaldson, or I'd consider even going Bassett to close off the starting pitching.
That would hurt.
Bassett is
And then it's done.
good. We don't think about it anymore.
Because Bassett's been
Because I just think he's on a different level.
he's been a
than
revelation.
Monty, Tyone, Nestor, even Carrasco.
Who are all good pitchers.
All good.
But
Bassett's actual track
He's the only
record.
one of
He
that
has like
group
a-
that could
a
number
lock.
one a team, in my opinion.
Like
He
kinda
could.
has.
Like any other
He
team.
has.
Yeah.
Oakland.
At Oakland, he was number one.
Yeah, he's a bit of like a lock, and he's honestly
You know what?
been even better.
BBD, fuck him. Let's do it. Sevy and Bassett.
Fuck. That actually, I was banking on, like, as long as they don't take two starters,
Yeah.
I'll be okay. That sucks. Those are good picks, boys. Good job.
Rom, Sevy, Bassett. Okay.
That's
Yeah,
a
take your,
nice
Get
three.
your Stanton, Alonzo.
Now I'm gonna tuck a starter with like my last pick,
Right.
so I guess I don't have to worry.
So that's
about it.
our-
So like our last picks are probably gonna be
That's our-
first base and starter.
That's our
First
Rizzo
base
starter
starter.
trade-off.
Yeah.
Okay.
We-
cool.
Whoever we shove at shortstop.
Yeah, IKF, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you put Glaber there. Glaber's not a shortstop.
Playing
He
shortstop.
plays, but he's not a shortstop.
Hey, that's
Our- Our shortstop position will come with its own risks.
Okay. So you didn't take Nimmo,
I did not take Nimmo.
shockingly.
Dude, it's just a blind spot, kind of.
Yeah.
The stats tell me he's incredible. The little bit of Nimmo I've watched doesn't necessarily replicate that, but again, I haven't watched a ton of Brandon Nimmo.
Sure. So on all my wraparounds so far, I've gone Met Yankee, Met Yankee. Fun fact. I'm gonna do it again. I think.
As have we, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Good for us.
Okay.
We're not just picking our team. Nice. Like that.
Well, balance.
I was a little worried about that. You really fucked me up by taking Bassett, though.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I shouldn't have said that's going to hurt. I don't know why I did that. Kind of gave it away. So I have one more starter to fill, 3 bullpen spots, and then, like, everywhere. In the field,
Right.
you took Marte. Jeff McNeil's been really good.
I like Jeff McNeil.
Do I go 2 bats? Or do I get an arm?
Do you get the first bullpen arm, and who is it?
I think we all know who it should be.
I think we all know who it should be. I think we all know who it should be.
I am going to take Brandon Nimmo
Okay.
to be my center fielder, who I love. Stay on the field. And then it would have been Bassett Nimmo, and I would have been very happy.
Right.
Instead, it's going to be Nimmo, and I don't know if you've watched him pitch. I don't know if you've seen his slider this season, because it's working again. I'm going to take Edwin Diaz.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to take Edwin Diaz.
That's another guy that he was such a hot button in Mets world when he initially happened that I didn't know where the general pulse of Mets fans are. He's one that the stats and the eye test tell me that dude is a freak.
Like,
that first year was obviously that first year, and like kind of since
It
then,
is what
the
it
numbers
is.
look like where you think they should be overall. I don't know what the full
like I'm not
vibes,
I'm not going to cry juice ball, but juice ball 2019, first year in New York, whatever. When you go from Seattle to New York, it's got to be a change. It's there.
Expectations.
Expectations to be the
trade.
guy. I don't know how much you guys have watched of him pitching. He still is pumping 101. He's locating, and then he has the slider this year, and it just drops the fuck
gone.
out of the zone. It's gone. Like
Gone.
It's a new, like it's not. I wouldn't call it a new pitch. It's just it's working. It's like we've waited kind of like 3 years for it to work consistently, and every time I've seen him this season, hitters can't touch it. So I'm taking him.
No,
I believe in Edwin. I've always believed in Edwin ever since 2020. So that's my guy.
Okay. BBD, I'm thinking about taking the gloves off this draft. I almost want to do something mean.
What's about to happen to me?
When Jolly talks about our shortstop situation, I hate it.
It's pretty funny. Sorry.
BBD, here's an option going through my head. What if we went Donaldson, bringer of rain,
Okay.
to DH,
Dick. You fucking dick.
and then went Eddie at third?
Oh.
I was gonna be open to something like that. I thought he might.
The commenters are going to kill you guys.
I thought he.
Because you have Donaldson, DH, Marte, and center.
BBD, give him your
Donaldson's-
Donaldson DH.
Actually, he has
Donaldson
DH.
DH
Okay,
is-
fine. That's
DH
okay.
is like at
Because
least
you guys
once
have
a
like
week
a different
for the
lineup
Yankees.
every day.
Yes, and last year he has the calf issue. I think 35 of the last.
I can't
50
argue
games
it.
he played last
It's a
year
really
were-
good play.
were as a DH.
It's a good play.
I think at this point in the
37's
draft, I
manageable.
think I'm doing it partially to be a dick. And
You gotta, honestly, you gotta. You've had some knife twisting picks, man.
you know, hey, the love's out of it.
I was like, I don't have to pick Eddie right now because they'll either pick him or they'll take JD, and then I'll just have him.
I thought you might go
I didn't see it coming.
instead if you didn't go reliever. I thought you might take Donaldson.
Yeah.
And then I was gonna be like, I think we have to take Eddie now because he could. Eddie hasn't played second, but he's played a lot of second in his career.
It was Diaz or a third baseman, and I was like, I just didn't see that play coming. Because for some, I had in my mind that you had a DH, but you don't.
And to do it in one swing would have also been
Well done.
unexpected.
That's what I'm.
Thank you.
That's locked in. You're doing
Thank
it.
you.
I
Yeah,
need to write it
it's
down.
locked.
Fuck.
I wrote it down on my very official.
Big swing in the draft right
And
there.
I have
Huge swing.
between out of the park baseball and other video games, I love to draft.
It's a lot of fun.
I love to draft. So
GM
I will pass it to you.
Okay. Cool. Not mad at all.
Good. That's good. I'm glad you're not.
So what? I have to play JD at third now? That sucks. I don't want to play JD at third, and I can't even put DJ there because you already fucking took him,
Yeah.
dude.
Went nuclear on the corner.
Yeah,
Glaber
we
played
took
third.
2017 in AAA.
Cool.
We might find out at some point.
God
but-
damn.
You might want JD.
All right. Here's my pitch.
How about this? I mean, I won't be able to take JD Davis.
Well-
there's no logical argument where we could take JD Davis.
We don't
Here's-
have a left field.
Here is my
JD Davis will not be in left field.
pitch
I would
to
say
you
illegal.
guys.
Yeah. Unless you want him there. I will allow that.
Since 2019,
Okay.
Jeff McNeil has 42 games at third base.
Since what year?
2019. 2 this year.
2 this year?
2 this year.
I'd allow it. I would allow it.
That's big of you.
Yeah.
He plays solid there, I think. Let's check it out.
I'm going to tell the people that he's going to play dog shit third base defense. So you're more than welcome to have him there.
Okay. He has, in 2020 he was not good at third. 5 errors.
If you take Jeff McNeil to play third base, he's playing shit defense for you. But so would JD Davis.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's I was like.
Or
it's not like-
Andujar's on the 40, man.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's a violent bat.
I'm going to put Jeff at third.
hell
It's
is
not
not
going to be
fair?
pretty, but like you guys fucked me. You shot me in the foot. So I'm going to put Jeff there. Cuz Jeff you can put a lot of places. You can put him at second, you can put him in left. So you can have some fun with that.
I like Jeff McNeil.
Good amount of right field in his history. Our right
Yeah.
fields are taken up, but
I think
So I have shortstop. I have
baseball needs more Jeff McNeils.
2 starters. Just guys that play everywhere.
Just a couple. He is
good fantasy pickup, by the way. if
a
you don't
guy
have McNeil.
that is a good contact bat that can play a lot of positions. Even if it's not especially well,
Yeah.
that's good.
he's what the Yankees dreamt of Andujar being.
Yeah.
Oof.
Fake it everywhere and hit, and he's kind of just done.
And when they
either.
because they came up together, I think. Andujar was 17 or 18.
18 was
So they
like
came
the
up the
senior.
same year.
He had like a weird 5-game sample where he's kind of sneaky awesome for 5
Yeah.
games in 17. But
Andujar will play for the Yankees this year,
I believe that.
and I'm excited for that.
Okay. So I
Jeff
have
McNeil.
a shortstop. I have 2 starters. I have a DH, a first baseman, a center fielder, a closer, and a third baseman.
Mm.
So I need to fill out second base, which you have done. I need to fill out left field, which you have not done. And I need to fill out right field, which you have done. So we're going to go to left field. I am going to take a Yankee, and I have some options.
This is fun.
I could put Hicks there. I could put Gallo there.
Hicks has played a game in left field this year.
I could always just slot Nimmo over.
Yeah.
Nimmo played a lot of left.
Could do that.
I think the pick is Hicks. Right?
Ow.
I think it's Hicks. I mean, I'm going to think. It's not locked yet.
Okay. Oh, I'll stop typing.
Sorry.
Almost started typing.
It's Hicks or a reliever, and I kind of shoot you guys in the foot in your bullpen. Because you guys won. Rotation's close.
Shoot my foot.
Jake's scheming, and I don't like it.
Me?
You've been scheming. I hate
I
it.
don't know what you're talking
I
about.
hate it. I'm gonna be able to hurt you later.
Okay.
Which is good.
That sounds fun. We'll get ready for that.
Hicks, yeah.
You're going Hicks.
Give me Hicks. Left field. A lot of guys out of position on my team.
How about a crazy month for Joey Gallo?
I mean,
Tough.
I'm a Joey Gallo believer, but wow.
If Joey Gallo had a good 10 games, so Joey Gallo has a lot of good 10 games stretches, where would he go in this draft?
Probably where Hicks just went.
You think so?
Yeah. If Joey Gallo is doing...
I feel like if he was being Joey Gallo, he's got to be above, like, Donaldson. There's a Nimmo conversation, maybe.
yeah, maybe you would take him...
But it's been bad.
The Donaldson Eddie pick was strategic.
Yeah,
which
that's
is why
true.
I think
It's
it goes there.
That's true.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of good
It's
outfielders
just
in New York.
dynamics of this draft.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Snake changed how this draft
And hey,
works.
how about a good 10 games for Aaron Hicks and how much that changes his
Yeah.
I've been a Hicks guy.
his perceived value.
Finally, the uncles have been like, well, it's been all empty. And, well, okay, finally, got the sack fly yesterday and stealing some bags. We got him up top where he
Sack
could
fly's
just
underrated.
just be a
Somebody in
table
chat
setter.
just gave me a fantastic idea. I could put Stanton in right field and then just grab whoever I want for DH. It's pretty good. I'm going to think about that. Anyway,
Okay.
it's your
Well,
picks now, though.
I mean, right field. We just mentioned a guy who's played a lot of right field
That's true.
in his day.
Okay, so Jolly just sent something across the bow there that I don't like.
Planting
BBD,
a seed.
I think there was one guy that I had to come away with this round, and now I think Jolly may have forced our hand on Rizzo because I can't risk Stanton and right Rizzo.
I would be taking Rizzo if you don't take him
Rizzo
this
at
round.
DH. So I think it'll be Rizzo. And then correct me if I'm wrong, BBD, but I think it's Luai's a good time. I don't know if that's a hot take. I think it's of a similar ilk to Edwin Diaz. Like, what I know I'm going to get from Johnny is better than the high-end upside of Chappie right now.
Right now, I'm a rather firm Chapman believer,
Right.
but I can
I think you're happy with
coin
either.
flip. I think the chatter in the streets for kind of deeper cut, big picture talks is wise because being groomed for.
And how about
kind of?
Does it happen this year?
It feels like
Jimmy
the
and
days
Joe's have
Chapman's
had
not
some
available.
conversations.
It feels like the days Chapman's not available. It's his.
Let's
He's
go-
gotten looks before.
And he had the quotes last year. He got maybe 5 save ops last year, and he said oh, I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
Let's go Rizzo Loizaga, and if he wants to pull the Chappie trigger, that's his prerogative.
Like those picks for you.
Thank you.
Smart on Rizzo. I would have taken him, moved Stanton, DH'd Rizzo.
Mm.
Or put Rizzo at first because he's a good first baseman and DH Pete. Okay. So I need a right fielder. You don't. Is your field done?
Let's see. We have
Shortstop still got to get
shortstop,
solved.
catcher.
Catcher, we're both
left
pushing to
field.
the end. It doesn't matter.
We're short an outfielder.
You're short an outfielder.
We have not selected a left field.
Correct.
So I think both of our squads need a corner outfielder.
And by the way, if the people wanted to get mad at our outfield alignment, Aaron Judge does play center field well. So
That's true.
Him
Well,
and
and
Marte
rather
could
often.
flip, but that would also be pretty dumb.
It would be kinda dumb,
IMO.
a little
So
bit. You need an outfielder, so I'm gonna get in your way. I'm gonna take Mark Canna.
Okay.
He was off to a hot start.
We like him?
Like,
Canna and Gallo,
Okay.
whatever. I prefer Canna.
Canna's got some, like he's one of those guys that's like, over the last 4 years, not many guys have played X number of games
Right.
and done more.
Yep.
Basically done more contributing.
He's a cookie cutter guy. Way you can butter him up or whatever.
Okay.
Butter knife.
Butter
the word.
knife.
There you go. Okay. So that means I have a shortstop. I have 2 starters. I have DH, first base, center field, loud noise, third base, left field. So I need a second baseman and a catcher. Second base, I'm going to push. I am going to take a reliever.
Okay.
I would have taken Loizaga over Chapman. For those
Ron
wondering.
Marinaccio.
He looks pretty good. My friend's
Jersey guy.
girlfriend went to high school with him.
How about that?
I think they dated.
Tom's River?
Yeah. She lives in Colorado now.
Familiar.
Aroldis Chapman
Okay.
on my team.
Take him.
Don't mind if I do.
The Canna Chappie turn. That's a nice little
Feel good about it.
it's a nice little roundabout.
Feel pretty good about it.
So we can full wait on short catchers. Nobody wants to
Yeah.
make any decisions. Left field, I think we also are now able to wait, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but I mean we're at
Like,
the end
what
of the
else is
draft that
happening?
I think
Yeah.
Basically, just we got to make a reliever decision, and then
what if we
do
do
whatever.
is your outfield DH done?
So
Arguably?
I
Or
didn't.
you just took
I didn't do
Canna?
the switch because you took
Right.
Rizzo. So Giancarlo is my DH. Nimmo in center, Canna in right. Who do I have in
Hicks.
left?
Hicks.
Hicks in left. Yep.
So we can wait on Gallo. So
You can pocket Gallo, yeah.
I think what I want to do BBD again.
I think strategically,
Do we go McCann? Do we get the catcher out of the way? Is he the best catcher?
That's like the other question. Like, who is the good
are
one?
you really getting that big an advantage?
He-
I think
He had a double yesterday.
he's in like a weird spot with fans. I think.
We don't. I mean, it's not his agent did an incredible job of playing him up. Like, if you can't get Real Muto, you should get McCann.
Had that good year.
I guess here, still compared to Higgy
He's a higher floor.
or Trevino,
I don't even know that.
I
he's
think
looked
for
like
graphic
lost.
purposes, it
he's
probably is the
played
better.
games. Is that valuable?
I mean, he was like
He's caught
maybe the
no
only
hitters.
Met that didn't get hurt last year.
Giolito complimented him once.
Pitchers seem to like
Does
him.
that matter?
That's true. He's caught the best staff in baseball this year.
Like,
So there's something there.
I do think he would be. God, he has not hit at all.
No, like it's like horrible. Like it's like really bad.
I think he's just trying to keep him to himself.
This draft is so different if Francisco Alvarez is in the big leagues. Like hitting. Like, because then that just, like, the catcher maybe goes in the top 5 picks
God, that's silly.
just because of
Still
how
better
bad it
numbers
goes.
Than what we've gotten out of our guy Higgy. Happy birthday, by the way.
Happy birthday.
Do we go Clay Holmes? Do we get another reliever?
I
we
think
have
that
to.
I think in this tandem of picks, another reliever.
Okay, so one pick, and Clay's the best available, I think. Is it
It's
Trevor
ei-
May
I think you're either Clay or Chad.
or Chad Green? Clay looks absolutely filthy.
Last night he
let's
looked
do
like
that.
fully.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Let's go Clay Holmes.
I thought about Clay over Chapman, but I was like, it's too soon.
Yeah. Clay Holmes. And then it's either Gallo, a catcher, IKF, or another
round
reliever,
out reliever.
which I'd almost be happier going Chad.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of it. What the drop off there is gonna be.
Because it's
Chad.
Chad, it's Trevor May,
May. Lugo has been struggling.
Lugo,
in the
who I
early
don't know
going.
how to feel about, to be honest with you.
I'm a bit of a blind trust Chad guy, and it's the last position of real contention besides catcher. It's measuring drop offs.
We love Chad. Let's
I
go,
love
Chad. We're going to feel good about that. Chad Green.
Cool. So that was your last reliever.
Yes.
A
Pitching
lot
staff
of
is
ways
done.
you could have went with that. You could have went. I mean, I would have kind of raised an eyebrow at Otto because you guys know Otto. You've been
I
there.
like Otto.
We
I
like
like Otto,
Otto.
too.
It's just
Yeah, this is you know what the bugaboo is.
I saw my
ba-
first
you can
Otto
see
game.
you can see a bad lane coming for Otto.
Otto had his load the bases with a hit and 2 walks, then strike out 3 guys in a row inning.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's Otto. Like, he's got nasty stuff.
Yeah.
But
it's when he's
And
on, it's
the Yankees ended up
fun
getting a
watch.
weird taste. He was electric, and then they tried to make him righty only, and it basically got in his head, and it was the whole thing was bizarre.
and when we got him, we were like, is that his role? But
Yeah.
like, you can't do that in the 3
No,
batter
and
rule.
then
You have to
Boston-
be able to just get guys out.
Boston let him fly, and he can get lefties out. His
Yeah.
stuff is gross. So
Yeah.
like
It's not like an automatic situation.
the Yankees analytics, they just had Canely, who was so good against lefties, and Otto, who was so good against righties, that they tried to
It just
force
seems like,
that
yeah.
as much as they could.
Like,
and
let him be guys.
It ended up hurting Otto a little
Yeah.
bit. So
Yeah. Otto,
Uh,
like the 2020 numbers.
You've got
talked
2.
about the bad,
Yeah.
That one awful game. Whatever.
Yeah.
You got 2 picks.
I got 4 spots to fill left, if I'm calculating this correctly. Second base, catcher, reliever, starter.
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, and then you guys have like short, outfield.
Short, left, catcher.
And
Is that it?
Is that it?
Because I had
I
the
think
first
so.
pick.
We're
Yeah.
the first,
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
pick of
Yeah.
this round.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. You're done on relievers. You're done on starters. So it's kind of now we just fill in the
Yeah.
blanks. Now we just fill in the
We're just
blanks.
happening.
Cool. All right. Relievers kind of tough for me. Starters kind of tough for me, and I think I'm going to do them both in these picks because that's where they deserve to be. So I can go Tyler McGill. I can go Cookie Carrasco. I can go Monty. I can go Nestor. I can go Tyone. Lot of
Not
good
bad
picks.
options.
Not bad picks. Since they're all kind of good, I'm just gonna pick the one that I kind of wish was on my team, and I'm gonna take Nestor Cortez Jr.
Wow.
I love Nasty Nestor. I think he's so fun.
There's an argument.
I think that he is really good. We should talk about him a little bit more. You could take Montier. You could take Cookie. You could take Tylor, and I do love Tylor. I think it's too soon for Tylor, TBH. I've been talking him up a lot, so I want to ease off him a little bit.
Don't want to declare him this.
The Messiah. I was just happy that he was doing well.
Doing well.
Yeah. And then I like reliever. I really love Drew Smith, first ever Shea Station friend of the pod.
yeah.
I have a soft spot for Drew. You guys took Chad, right?
Yeah.
So Chad's off the board. So it's Drew or it's Miguel Castro in my book, or Otto. And I'm
No
gonna take,
May, not a May guy.
or May. Shit, or May.
I don't know where you stand on Lugo, but also there.
Drew Smith's my guy. I'm
Okay.
going Drew. Drew came on the pod, was super nice to us. Also, if we want to talk about it, 6 2/3 innings this year, 3 hits, 2 walks, 7 Ks, no runs.
I'm ready to
Start.
talk about
Like
it.
we've been talking about Drew for a while,
Ready to talk about Drew.
like a long time.
He's probably the Mets sneaky guy this year.
I would be very comfortable seeing Drew Smith get the 8th inning regularly.
Okay.
That's my take.
Okay.
Probably going to say that on Shea Station later this week.
Coming up.
Coming up.
Jerry Blevins.
Like him.
Again, we are BBD. Our hands are forced at this point. I think it's Gallo,
Yeah.
and then I think the catcher has to be McCann.
It feels like it's at
He's
least the
been a
most,
starting catcher.
It's at least the most you know what you're gonna get, and he's done a starting catcher's workload.
the bar to hit is has played.
We're
on
going
the field.
James Gallo and McCann.
I guess he's the best. Sure.
He's gonna find it this year.
I don't.
I think so. He's gonna find it.
Second base and catcher.
So these are your final 2, right?
These are my final 2. And then you have one more, and it's IKF.
I think. Yeah. I mean,
IKF or Glaber. whatever
unless you want IKF at short, I won't.
No. Or I could put IKF at second.
At second.
So I can pick from Cano.
The one also is ICAS not played MLB second base.
Oh, so I
Wow.
can't.
No
I
IKF
actually.
at second.
Never mind. I can't put IKF at second.
I'll give it a double check.
Cano, Guillorme.
Mm.
No one on the Yanks, right?
Guillorme?
Glaber.
Short?
I can take Glaber.
Take Glaber Torres.
I can take Glaber.
Future of the franchise. Next Yankee
God,
captain.
Do I like Glaber more than I like Robinson Cano?
IKF has played 20 games at shortstop, but not since 2018.
At second?
At second.
I don't want IKF.
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
Nice guys.
Nice guy.
Seems like he's a nice
I feel
kid.
bad. I feel like New York's eating him up a little bit. He'll find it.
I like his attitude.
He's good. He's a good player.
He's starting to get creative.
Give me Glaber at second. Fuck it. Why not? Give me Glaber at second. With the 28th pick. Catcher. Not.
Where you going? What's your flavor?
It's not Higgy. I don't think it's Higgy. So Trevino or Nito? Both play good defense. Both.
I'd allow Ben Rortvet as well.
Can I take Francisco Alvarez? Give me. I need more Yankees on my board. I think, don't I?
You did all right.
I did okay.
Pretty balanced.
Trevino's 5 for 10 with a double and 2 ribbies and a stolen base.
Yeah.
Give me Trevino.
Okay.
I like Trevino. Fuck it.
Tough break for Higgy.
Tough break for Higgy. Sorry. Spring training doesn't count. It doesn't count.
Can I take either of the Oswalds and put them at shorter?
No. If I couldn't take Francisco Alvarez, then you can't do
They're on the 40, man.
I think Alvarez is too.
It's IKF.
It's okay.
I'd rather do that.
Tough look for IKF going last in the draft.
Hey, man. He's making the plays at shortstop.
Good.
And that's...
Do it for a
Since
year.
the first series, which is its own thing, it's been good. It's good enough shortstop, right?
Yeah.
Making
No,
those
the
plays.
defense has been fine since the first series.
When a ball is hit to IKF, how are you feeling in your stomach?
After that first series,
Series was bad.
I was like, oh, I'm just pitting my stomach at balls to short.
Yeah.
Since then,
You expect him to make a slightly above average play.
He's batting 258 now. That's not bad.
He's had a couple hits.
he gets creative. He's picked his spots with some bunts. Stole 2 bags last night.
Last 5 games, 7 for 14. 2 walks, 3 Ks, 2 stolen bases.
I'm open to what he can provide. Hit a ball to the outfield yesterday. It was one of the outs he made, but
We're going.
We're moving.
There was a point. There was a point where one article I read was IKF has as many balls hit to the outfield too as misplays at short. It was
Tough.
like 4.
That's a tough stat.
Technically, none of them are errors. I don't think he's made an error at shortstop yet, but
They've been very kind to IKF and Glaber this year.
he had one that really, really should have been.
Scores have been very nice. Jolly Olive, a great squad. Great squad. We will make a graphic that will piss off
Everyone.
everyone, especially the guy who make the graphic is one of the bigger IKF fans in the world. So seeing him last, that'll get me a win.
Yeah.
We'll get that out there.
A couple great wraparounds
People will overreact.
for you guys.
Um,
Sevy Bassett was a turning point, but none bigger than Donaldson Eddie. That really
Puts
fucked
you in a
up my whole
corner.
team. Put me in a real bad
I
corner.
love Eddie.
I'm
I'm jealous that you got him.
Eddie is the sneaky MVP of this team so far.
I can't believe his stats are like nasty.
They're gross.
2
for 20, by the way.
That's another guy positionally could have got a little tricky.
2 years, 20 million.
I don't remember if I said it at the time, but I thought when you might go Donaldson, I was like, we got to take Eddie now because you might second base him. Now that I'm saying it again, I did say it earlier.
This is a fun draft.
Yeah, the mental exercise jumped in my head. I said I got a Mets guy. It'll be fun to do it with and get us both yelled at. So thank you for doing that.
Thanks for having me.
We're gonna make Joe's put in a video game and simulate it.
Like it.
And I think we should honestly. I think we kind of got to wrap it up. We kind of we started going long there.
We're good.
Thank you to Jolly Olive. Jolly Olive. And thanks for everyone that tuned in. Keep baking the algorithm. You are all bros of the night, and lady bros of the night. Enjoy the NBA playoffs. We didn't talk about that too much because we were drafting, babe. Love drafting. I love drafting. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy the weekend. We'll be back Monday. Baseball's hot in the streets. Jolly's hot in the streets. Watch everything on JOMBOY Media. Compound, Talking Giants, JJR, Talking Baseball, Man's Fan, Chase Station, Arm to Fame, Tone the Slab. So many shows. AMP, everything on AMP. Love you guys.